Hello everyone, my name is Nataraj and I'm a faculty for UPSC Civil Service Preparation. With prelims around the corner with around 40 days or so, let's talk about some simple yet effective strategies that can help you increase your odds of clearing this exam. Especially those kind of strategies that many even good students tend to overlook as well. This is actually part of our prelims mentorship sessions meant for the students who have enrolled in our personal mentorship program. However, we've opened this up for the rest of you as well. So without any further delay, let's get started. Right. So again, just to summarize, whatever you have done, you put in a lot of effort. Some of you 4 months, you started back, okay, 3-4 months ago. A lot of you have started like a couple of months. A lot of you have become serious in this past month. Does not matter how much ever you've done, consolidate to a great extent, where you can say history, all three, ancient, medieval, modern, and even art and culture, I'm better than most. Polity, I'm better than most. Economy, I can say with confidence that I'm better than most. Environment, you can say that you're better than most. Geography, okay, you're better than most. Science and tech, you're better than most. If you can really say based on your preparation and your foundation, your strength, the base, the standard sources that you've done, how well you've done it, not only like you memorize those pages, but you really conceptually understand this thing, that even if it's an application based question, you will only smile. If that is the case in all of these sections, trust me, prelims ke bare mein aapko sochna, I mean, of course, don't be arrogant, don't be overconfident, but you have to understand when you walk into that exam hall, you're already walking with a much better chance. Okay, this is not a chance related thing. This is not a much of a luck related thing, because whatever is the cutoff, you'll definitely be around 20-25 marks more than this. Trust me, it is going to happen. And same thing when it comes to dynamic, okay, whether it is current affairs or static, or whatever the compilation that you're going to do along with your own diaries or your own notes, okay, along with becoming a generally aware person. Okay, if you can say that you're better than most, again, that increases your odds. Similarly, when I say consolidation, if you have done 10 tests, go ahead and you have to ensure that you sort of consolidate everything that you have done. And can you say that whatever you have done, you're better than most? Others may have taken similar kind of test, but I'm still better than most, because what I've taken, I've learned from those mistakes. And not only have I prepared well for it, I've made some mistakes during the testing process. I've learned during the post-test analysis, I've learned it better. Same thing, many of these questions, and here I have 2 points that I want to say. Okay, and I'll show you some examples on how you want to do this thing as well. See, in our Telegram for the last few months, we've been actually posting some 20 questions, some of them in our Telegram quiz, and some of them in our YouTube playlist, this one. And many of you have been attempting these questions. I know, because you asked me question and you respond back to it, and then you say that you got it right, you got it wrong, because whatever it is, okay, you've invested time here. Revise it at least a couple of times. These are the kind of questions that we feel they have the best chance of being a UPSC type question. Okay, because these are the things that have been asked in the question paper or in the current affairs more. Okay, same thing. Wherever, see, the questions that we've decided to keep in Telegram are the ones which have a shorter sort of explanation. The ones that we have a longer sort of an explanation, we try to keep it in a YouTube. Okay, and I'll tell you, and whatever you've done in your previous year questions, also just everything that you've done, just try to sort of do it once again. Okay, try to ensure that I have done it, I know it really well. If there's a question about Agastya Malay, you should know exactly, because you've actually learned in our session today, what are the ones. Don't think that it's not going to be repeated. If you know it, you have to go through it once again. Now, for instance, if you go through a question like this in our Telegram channel, and whether it is right, whether it is wrong, okay, there will be this button. Click on this and try to see Asiatic lion is endangered, Angul or Kashmir stag. Okay, where exactly is it? Which national park is it generally in? You should know it. Okay, and that is critically endangered. Asiatic wild dog or dhole. Okay, dholes, if you look at it, they look like a street dog with brown in color with a bushy tail. You can see them in your these Animal Planet and all of that. Nilgiris, you can see them. What exactly are they? Endangered Asiatic cheetah. Do we really have it in India? Where exactly is it still there? What are they like in comparison with, you get the picture, right? So there are many things that you can learn. Okay, now generally the questions are just like this. Right, the questions are just like this. Even if you can understand one of these things and they repeat in the exam, still you have a much better chance of eliminating one extra option. Even that is kind of very strong, powerful. Same thing, there's another question, just go ahead and try it in our Telegram channel. But this is just to sort of give you an idea how to proceed with this process. Similarly, if you look at our YouTube, right? So if you've been going to our YouTube channel and looking at the questions, so take a look at this. This is basically current affairs. So this is in our channel, Learn with Nataraj. Okay, so this is question number 3 out of 139. So in the playlist, okay, total of 139 something questions. So I think like 400-500 questions might be there overall. So just choose which is the kind of playlist that you want. Test yourself. Okay, and when you're done with this, so for instance, this is a question about the Great Wall Initiative. Okay, and Sahel to Djibouti, and then United Nations conventions to combat desertification. Okay, great. But more so, and especially the questions that we feel requires a more sort of detailed sort of explanation. Okay, just go back and read this.
Okay, each and every one of these questions only 30 seconds. It is not going to take too much time, but in case you've invested time before, ensure that any of these topics you know it really well, especially a lot of questions from science and technology and current affairs, right? The plasmid DNA vaccine. There is a DNA vaccine that we have recently released, I think September of last year, one of the first ones, the monoclonal antibodies that we talk about. That have been used. So there are many things that you can, but just consolidate. If you know it, go ahead and learn it once again. So again, the whole point here is to just ensure that whatever we have done, whether it is the 6 subjects, okay, whether it is your current affairs, okay, everything else that you have done till now, ensure that those things you know really well. Okay, what you have done, know it really well. Okay, because I've seen multiple times, and you will also see it, and you must have probably experienced it as well. You have done it, okay, but you still have made a mistake in it. Second round, you must have seen a mistake, and even in exam, you feel like that is an area that I wish I had like reread it or something like that. So ensure whatever you have done. If you've done 30 tests, some of you've done close to 30 tests. Okay, every one of those things, wherever you've gone wrong, whether you've not attempted, ensure that you know it now. Okay, if you've tried these quizzes, go ahead and try to ace it. Just know all of those things. If it's 400 questions, great. 400 questions, go, it really well. Same thing with YouTube. Just go through those in the last 5 seconds. You see the solution, just read through it. Previous year questions also sort of familiarize you a lot better. Okay, so this is basically what I would say is kind of important for you to do. Okay, so there is not much, right? There is not much to do except for being very thorough with your foundation, to be sort of very strong with what you know and what you should know, right? And that is basically just here on the left hand side. If you see this, and this is basically what you need to know, and anything else that you have practiced, you ensure that you know what you have practiced. Okay, if you've seen it, trust me, I'm not going to go wrong. Have that confidence when you walk into that exam hall. Okay, that's what I would say.
Alrighty, guys. So that brings us to the close of our video. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you found the video to be useful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the very next video.